Yo, what's up guys? Today we're taking a look at the new highest damage units in All-Star Tower Defense. And guess what guys? One of them is going to shock you. Right now guys, in the All-Star Tower Defense community, everybody thinks that this unit is the worst 7-star and basically complete crap, but I'm gonna show you guys it's actually a little bit of a dark horse, surprisingly OP unit. So look forward to that later in the video. Let's get it. Also, make sure to smash the subscribe button and let me know guys, what should my next co-unit be? Remember, you must be subscribed to get that future co-unit. And let me know, should we make it like a damage unit? Should we make it like a bleed unit, a burn unit? Let me know down below. All right, let's get right into it. All right, let's start it off with some honorable mentions, as in the units that got completely smashed in the latest nerf. All right, so right guys, this guy Messi lost a whole lot of spots in the top DPS list with his 25% nerf. As you can see, they raised his SPA by 25%, basically killing him. Also, take a look at Katanas, who actually is not even that good of a DPS. He's not that great of a bleed unit. Hard pass. He actually is, like, I believe he is the number 13th highest DPS in the game though. And also, one last shout out to Toru the Dragon Maid, another unit that got nerfed with the SPA, guys. F in the chat for my code unit. Let's hope my next code unit's better. All right, let's start it off with the 10th highest DPS unit in the game. We have the guy on my shoulder. We got Chainsaw Man. All right, he actually is a very, very good DPS unit. Now, the thing about him is he's actually better than he looks. If we factor in his single placement DPS, you can see he's actually higher than some other units that are on this list. But that's the problem with elemental units, guys. It's often better to only place 1 or 2. But hey, the nice things about him is he has this really, really nice wide AoE cone. So let's just go get him buffed, and I'll show you guys his max damage right here. All right, here we go. Buff that. And here's his damage effects as well, in case you guys want to see some attack effects. All right, here we go. Take a look. So max damage, 12.5 million bleed, and bleed is probably the best elemental effect to have in the game. All right, let's go take it to the next one, guys. We have Shisui at slightly better than Chainsaw Man. The thing about him is he actually has burn, which is worse than bleed, but only slightly so. And if we take a look, guys, you're gonna notice something very similar. Look at this. Actually, let me place the one right behind the other. Look at this, guys. You're gonna notice that they have basically the same AoE. Like, look at that, guys. Like, that is literally like the same AoE. However, Shisui does have slightly more range. All right, and then if we go buff Shisui and take a look at his damage, he's doing 11.9 million. But the thing that makes him a little bit better is that he doesn't have the leader bonus equipped, guys. But yeah, he is slightly better. And if we take a look, guys, at the DPS difference, you're gonna see that Shisui is only just literally a hair away from those two. It's like literally just a hair away. So I'm gonna be honest, they're pretty much interchangeable, but the nice thing about Shisui is he actually is a hybrid unit, unlike this guy. All right, so then we actually have another unit, guys. I know, it's wild, man. We got Zora, who is not even the best bleed unit anymore. Like, Sid is the best bleed unit. So the one thing that makes him nice is he's a bleed unit that does hit airs. All right, if we compare him to Chainsaw Man real quick, you're gonna see, like, you're getting an AoE circle versus AoE cone, and without the leader buff, he does have more. Also, sometimes having a higher SPA is fine, because he's an elemental unit, so that's perfectly fine. So slight edge over the last two units. All right, let's go take it to the next one. We have Black Flames, another really good effect. All right, the nice thing about this one is it's gonna allow you to last 21 over 40 seconds. So the thing is, the tick is a little bit slow. If we take a look, the tick is actually surprisingly slow. All right, like if you take a look, the tick is 5 to 8 ratio, 5 over 8 ratio versus a 21 over 40 ratio. So definitely liking Chainsaw Man slightly better. But another nice thing about Shisui is he does hit airs, and Black Flames is pretty nice for the effect. But what really makes Sasuke do more DPS is the fact that if you take a look at their SPAs, all right, Sasuke does have like a 20% faster SPA, making it do about 20% more damage. All right, next up, guys, we have a surprisingly good unit. Now, the jump is actually pretty massive. If we take a look, guys, the jump between Sasuke all right, with 4 million DPS, and the next unit is 7 million. So like there's over like a 2.3 million jump. And that unit, of course, is going to be the new 7-star, guys, Griffith. You guys are probably like, what the heck? Yeah, guys, Griffith actually brings the pain for the DPS. I knew you guys probably were like, what? Yes, sir, guys. Take a look at that. Griffith is doing some serious DPS. And the other nice thing about Griffith is he actually does slow down the units as well, as you can see right here. So not only is he a goated slow unit, but he also does that. Also, guys, I'm not going to lie, his AoE isn't even that bad. I would probably have him on closest, though. So let's go showcase his max DPS with a buff. All right, 13.3 million with a 9 SPA. And of course, guys, he does have that 8 placement, which is really nice. There's his effect, guys. So honestly, you don't sleep on this guy. He is one of the top DPS units in the game, and he also is a slow unit as well. And he's also a hybrid slow. He's one of only the 2 hybrid slow units in the game, not counting Zero, who has a hybrid slow ability. But I definitely recommend taking a look at him. He's going to be an underrated unit. All right, guys, before we get into the next set, I know a lot of you guys are wondering what happened with Navy X Flame's co-unit. So Navy X Flame is actually moving right now. So his co-unit is going to be slightly delayed, but here's sort of what I think it's going to look like. We are expecting it to drop anytime now, so hopefully he gets that unit in, and let's go do the rest of the highest damage units. However, I do want to do a little bit of a prediction for this guy's damage. If we take a look, guys, these co-units are eerily similar on the DPS list. All right, so if we take a look at Toru's max damage, we're at 691, and Broly's 1.7, but if you factor in their SPA, it's very similar. Now, as far as DPS goes, they're actually very high. So DPS wise, we're looking at probably around 1.8 to 2.3 million DPS range. So that's a pretty high. However, that is only going to be about 1/3 of the units that I'm about to show you. So I'm not sure the co-unit's going to be meta. However, there's a good chance it's going to be meta for the raid modes instead. So, but that will be a different video to talk about the best raid units. All right, guys, let's go hop on in and check out the next of the top 5 of the highest damage units in All-Star Tower Defense on Roblox. Let's get it. All right, guys, so if you have a brain, you probably notice something eerily similar with all of these units, guys. All right, take a look. All of them have an element ability or something like that. All right, this guy has Black Flames. All right, Black Flames, Rupture. So a lot of the highest DPS units are elemental units. So keep that in mind when you're building your team. All right, so let's get it. So first up, guys, we have number 5, guys, of the 5th highest DPS. Honestly, all these top 5 are very similar in DPS, so they're all great units to bring. We have Red Eye Warrior Path. Now, he gets Black Flames on basically his last upgrade. Now, the thing that makes him nice is he has a giant AoE circle, very massive, and he does have Black Flames and a good bit of damage as well. Now, unfortunately, I do have him in my leader slot, so he's having about 20% more DPS than he should, but yeah. So if we do get oh, did I mix this? Okay, here we go. If we do take a look at his max of that, 14.2 with a 5.4 SPA, man, that is really nice. And he also has some pretty sick effects as well, but admittedly not as good as All-Star Tower Defense's new effects as of late. So this guy's going to bring you like in the 7 million DPS range. Very good Black Flames unit. All right, so next up, that brings us to number 4, the highest damage unit that does not have a special ability. All right, a special element. However, he does have a special ability. What makes him so good is this super low SPA, all right, as well as this Tide Pull ability. Basically, this Tide Pull ability, guys, is a miniature light Yagami. All right, it's gonna do like 3x, I think, his normal damage. So if you factor that in, it's really gonna increase his DPS. I do believe you can still place all 8, yeah. So he's definitely a really good unit, but again, you can't sell him, so that's kind of his downfall, which is a bit unfortunate. So let's go move on over to the next path so we can check out the next units. But before we do, actually, let's go showcase his effects. All right, bang, and then Tide Pull. I don't know if Tide Pull has an effect. I guess maybe Tide Pull doesn't have an effect. I guess they're down bad. All right, let's go over to the next path over here and take a look at Ombre. All right, now this guy, you could probably say he's the highest DPS unit in the game because he also has an ability. However, one thing I learned about his ability is you cannot bring him and Mob 7-star at the same time, all right? Their abilities conflict. So you can either bring Mob or you can bring him, not both. However, Yugi's also works with Mob. So you can bring Yugi and Mob. unless they nerf that too, which I haven't double checked lately. So the nice thing about him is he is probably up there. I would probably say he's better than the next unit because he's a lot cheaper to get the highest DPS out of him. But it is what it is. But technically speaking, if you placed all 8 of the next unit, it is better. But I definitely think this guy should really be ranked as number 1 or number 2. But again, right now he's number 3 on a technicality. All right, 32.3 million with 5 SPA and bleed. Really, really great unit. Biggest downfall is this tiny AoE circle. However, he does have a very, very fast SPA that kind of makes up for it. All right, that brings us to our next unit. Wow, guys, another Black Flames unit. If you take a look, guys, he has a little bit more damage than Obito does at max. That's kind of what brings him over the edge. All right, and we'll take a look at his effects. Take a look. Now, the one thing to note is he is very expensive. Like, if you take a look, placing one of him is actually going to be cheaper, more expensive than placing an Ombre. So the thing is, what makes, if you place all 8, he's technically better than Ombre, but like for the same price, Ombre is giving you like way, way, way higher DPS. So I would always pick Ombre over this guy. However, he does have a better AoE cone. I will not lie. All right, that brings us to the GOAT unit, guys. Of course, you guys probably already know from my video, we have basically the greatest unit in All-Star Tower Defense history. We have Guts. Now, Guts has one downfall, guys, and that is right... And he's actually not even that expensive. He's only like 10 million a max. That downfall is right here, guys. Look at that. He only hits ground units. Also, we don't know exactly what Rupture does, so my DPS calculations might be slightly off. But what makes him really nice is he has really good range, guys. 95 range, and he's full AoE. So if we get him buffed, that's now 114. So he's basically hitting almost the entire map. If you give him a good orb, even more so. 42.8 million, which is really, really nice. And that's way, way, way better than Ombre, who's only in the 30 millions. So, and they have the same SP as well. So he's definitely a better bet than Ombre. However, the thing about that might make Ombre a better pick for you is Ombre also includes a really, really nice ability that basically nukes the entire map. So this guy has very slightly more DPS and full AoE, but Ombre, he can also nuke the map 1 time per game. So you kind of have to pick which one you like better, and then that's the one you should bring. Also, this guy is less than half the cost of organs. So definitely another reason you might want to bring Shadow instead. But you guys can take your pick and let me know, guys, which units do you guys like to bring? And yeah, did I miss any other high damage units in this list? And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.